Hinkle Fieldhouse, Butler's home court and a basketball cathedral in this heartland of hoops hysteria in Indianapolis. Legends from John Wooden to Larry Bird played games here. Oscar Robertson said it's like going to heaven to get on this court and play a basketball game. And for more than 40 years, the old gym was heaven for high school basketball in Indiana. It hosted the state tournament and the Milan Miracle in 1954, when tiny Milan High School knocked off Muncie Central and inspired the movie Hoosiers.
All right, guys, the game's on the line, late in the game, tie game. We want Rece to take the ball here. We want Jalen to come get the ball. You guys set up the picket fence on the weak side. Rece, you come off of that thing hard. Coach Phelps, run up the lane screaming for the ball, all as a decoy. Jalen, make a play.
Okay,
win us
Coach.
the game. Everybody good on that?
Good job.
Everybody
Yes,
all
sir.
set?
Okay,
Let's do it.
yes, sir.
Scream for it, picket fence, run off.
All right, guys, it's game day. We got to get going. Let's hit the court.
All right, well, guys, it's way past big speech time. I've enjoyed spending the last few days with you. Is there anything that you would like to say?
I would. Let's go out and win this for all the little shows that never had a chance to make it here.
I want to win it for Coach, because you got us here.
I want to win it for me.
I'll make it.
Well, guys, it's time to go. I love you guys.
Let's go.
Let Jalen make it.
On three. 1, 2, 3. Game day! They played basketball here since 1928 in Hinkle Fieldhouse, and the rim is 10 feet above the floor, the free throw line 15 feet away. But it doesn't feel like any other court, and this doesn't feel like any other game. Butler and Gonzaga, a top 15 battle tonight. College game day rolling. Legendary Hinkle.
Welcome to College Game Day, covered by State Farm. Live from Hinkle Fieldhouse.
Hey, Roman, get Patrick up on your shoulders over here at Hinkle Fieldhouse as we get ready for Gonzaga and Butler. They're rocking and ready for a game, but we've got to make sure that no stone has been left unturned. There's Patrick, Danny, and Roman. Make sure, is that rim 10 feet off the ground? Same as our practice gym before we go on the road, so we ought to be able to have a productive show. Glad to have you with us. College game day in the house that Hickory built. Game day! Feels pretty good.
Very nice.
What a scene this is inside this venerable building. What a scene it is. Sun's out, guns out, boys, right?
I don't know if any guy from Hickory actually had tats, but
Are you the first guy from Hickory with ink?
you know what I mean.
Jalen Rose, our new teammate, joining us on game day. Digger Phelps, Jay Billis back. I am merely Rece Davis. This is a great venue for college basketball. It's a national historic landmark. When you played here for the Pacers, you got a chance to play in here some,
Can
right?
say nostalgia. What about basketball temple or cathedral? In 49 states, it's basketball. Gentlemen, this is Indiana. This is a terrific atmosphere. We're going to see some great hoops today.
1928, they built this place, 15,000 seats. Back then, they had every team in this state play for a state title. There was no NBA, there was no NFL, just Hinkle. And you wanted to get here for the Final Four. And when this became the reality check, and yeah, we're all playing that role in the flashback, this is what the great venues that bring college basketball, what it is today, Butler leads that example.
It's like Wrigley Field or Fenway Park. I mean, the first game I ever did here was a high school game. Did a high school game between Greg Oden's Lawrence North team and Tyler Hansborough's team from Poplar Bluff, Missouri. And this place just talks to you. It's got a soul all its own. It's just a great building.
You know, the inspiration for Jimmy Chitwood in the movie Hickory is Bobby Plump, who played here too. Bobby Plump's going to join us a little bit later on. We're no Bobby Plumps. We're just a little plump. Maybe.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah, you did. Well, you're better off than the other three of us. Look at you and Billis. Digger and I have a little work to do.
Speak for yourself.
I could see over here blinding me with the what.
Yeah. You take it when you.
Smith hope they never get asked by Oprah. Somebody let the dogs out, because here comes Butler. Hinkle Fieldhouse going to start rocking as their team, number 13 in the country, gets set to take on Gonzaga tonight. College Game Day, getting things rolling from Indianapolis.
Welcome back to College Game Day, covered by State Farm.
Well, look what happens when you get a new 6'9 teammate to go with a 6'8 guy. He looks short on the bus. Digger spending some time on the State Farm College Game Day bus. Quality time, real quality time spent with Blue, the Butler mascot. Be careful with what you ask him to do with that newspaper, Digger. As we go around the country, the College Game Day bus, we're going to go to some of the best venues in all of the sport. Look at the state of success enjoyed by teams at the College Game Day sites this season. 37 a little bit.
Don't play the game if you're
We've got great fans here. They don't care if it's physical. They don't care if it's high scoring. What the Cheez-It real fans here in Hinkle Fieldhouse want, they want Butler to score one more point than Gonzaga tonight. And Oprah on a couple of them. And we're going to turn Blue loose. He's probably going to come find Digger. Very good friends now. Get that bone, Blue. You my boy, Blue. He got the bone, and he'll celebrate with the Butler fans as we get ready to play a little Know Your Teammate.
It's small by today's standards. But if the only other field house you'd ever seen was a barn, and you came here to play for the title back when the Indiana State High School tournament was open, then it was big. Oh, man. Really big. Those days are gone. But the message of Hoosiers lives on in this National Historic Landmark. It reminds us from every rafter, through every window, of the values we share and the power of dreams. Since 1928 on this court, championships have been won. Hard lessons have been learned, lives have been changed. But the essence of the game will always be the same in Hinkle Fieldhouse.
First basketball game in this place. Butler beat Notre Dame 21-13 in 1928. Digger just couldn't get the offense untracked that afternoon in Hinkle. This place has done more than basketball. 6 different presidents have spoken at Hinkle Fieldhouse. In 1935, the great Jesse Owens went 6.1 in the 60. Of course, Bobby Plump in Milan High School won the state championship. The following year in 1955, the Big O dropped 30 to lead his team to the Indiana High School Championship. But still here in Indianapolis, the name Bobby Plump is still revered. Not far away, his bar. Plump's last shot, a last shot that found the bottom of the net, inspired the movie Hoosiers, became an all-state player, and Shannon Spake is standing by with the legend, Shannon.
And that's right, Rece, and it's ironic that you just said Plump's last shot, because we're actually standing in the exact location where Bobby Plump took that shot back in 1954. Sir, I know so many people must ask you questions about not only that moment, but the year and your experience. What is the #1 question you get asked?
Well, before the movie Hoosiers came out, the #1 question that I was asked is, what was it like to hit that last shot? After the movie Hoosiers came out, the #1 question is, how true is that movie Hoosiers to really happen at Milan and Muncie Central?
So go ahead, how close is it?
Well, there's a lot of similarities. See, David Anspaugh grew up in Decatur, Indiana. Angelo Pizzo grew up in Bloomington, Indiana, so they lived the story. And what they used were similarities. The only factual thing, and before I say this, I want to say this. They made one great movie. I love it. But the only factual thing in the movie is the last 18 seconds after the ball is thrown in. The rest of it, there's a lot of similarities, I say, coaching change and all the close games and things. And I heard them say a while ago, the picket fence. Our picket fence was an out-of-bounds play under our basket. The out-of-bounds guy there, 3 guys lined up here, and a guy back here, and you'd cut over there, and they'd throw the ball. The guy out of bounds would come around here, and they'd throw it to him, and he'd get a shoot it. We weren't Hollywood as much. We called it number 1.
Well, number
For auto, home, life, and banking, get to a better state.
Blue and Hink sharing a little meal. Get ready for the game tonight. Will they be celebrating some money given away? The State Farm half-court shot, $18,000 up for grabs. Kevin Schwartz, the shooter. Jim Kristoff, our agent. Here's how the game works. 18 seconds on the shot clock. As many attempts as you need in 18 seconds to try to win 18 grand. Let's get ready. You get the ball. Clock starts. Let's do it. Kevin Schwartz from half court. Got it! He got it with 1! He got it with 1! You want to talk about Bobby Plump?
Get this man his money! Here you go, Bob!
Let's have a look at this one. Have a look at this shot. Kevin, let me tell you. Let me tell you how big this is. You just snapped an 0 for 32 slump in the State Farm half-court shot. Just the 3rd guy to ever make it. Duke, North Carolina, and now Butler for the half-court shot. Congratulations. Did you know it on the way?
I called it over there. I said I was going to hit the first one, and as soon as it went up, I knew it was going in.
Let me tell you something else Kevin said. Right before we came back from break, he looked at me and he said, I got this. And he got, holy cow is right. $18,000 to Kevin Schwartz, courtesy of State Farm.
Baby.
He's a risk management and insurance major. That was a great moment. What a great way to wrap up College GameDay at Hinkle Fieldhouse this morning. Kevin Schwartz. He's got cash. Everybody with Kevin to Plump's last shot after the game tonight. He can pick up the tab. Coming in first-time non-Notre Dame category.
I believe in them as a 6th man. I believe in Alex Barlow. I believe they can beat Gonzaga tonight.
Legendary Hinkle Fieldhouse on the campus of Butler.
Let's get it.
I'm told I occupy a special place in the center of the Hoosier State and in the hearts of basketball fans. I don't just hold events. I store memories, keep them locked inside these walls and fresh in people's minds. I've been home to the Bulldogs as they've scratched and clawed their way into the national limelight. And over the years, so many moments, so many sounds, so much excitement, so much love. I'm proud to be a National Historic Landmark, to have played an important part in the growth of the game and in the lives of so many great players, coaches, and fans. And I'm not done yet.
Historic Hinkle Fieldhouse, one of the most hallowed college basketball arenas in the nation, is our host tonight for a battle of the Bulldogs. National powers Gonzaga and Butler are set to go. Welcome to the Infinity College Basketball Tip-Off, and welcome to an absolutely fantastic place to watch a college basketball game. We've got the Bulldogs from Spokane and the Bulldogs from Indianapolis, and we are all fired up. Each of us here for the first time doing our first game here at Hinkle Fieldhouse, where so much basketball history has happened. What are you looking for tonight?
Well, I'm really so excited to be here. My first journey here in 34 years. I've never been to Hinkle, and this place is rocking and rolling. Dan.
They're both on long winning streaks. Both big-time programs battling into the final minute here at Hinkle. It'll be Harris. Now Pangos. Harris. Yes!
He's made 2 big shots in a row. 2 big shots in a row.
7.5 seconds between the game clock and the shot clock.
Yeah, Gonzaga will get the ball back for sure for another possession, no matter what happens here.
And it looks like Brad Stevens will let him play it out.
Smith inside. He's got to get free for them.
Barlow, the kid who hit the shot to beat Indiana, gives him the lead here.
And he's a walk-on who now finally got himself a scholarship. But we said, who has the ball last, baby? And it's in the hands of the Zags now.
Olynyk made 2 just moments ago.
He has a good stroke, too.
And Brad Stevens is pointing up to the clock above the court, asking for some clarity about something.
That's more time. They have time. They certainly have time to get a good shot with 4.6. Oh, he strokes that ball, man. He really does.
Hart back in for defense. Marshall back in for offense for Butler. 1 free throw to give him the lead. Butler with 2 timeouts.
Got to put a little pressure on the ball. You don't want to run it right up the court that quickly. Want to take some time off that clock.
Emerson Campen comes into the game for the first time tonight. Another big body to just try and corral the rebound for Butler. And 2 huge free throws for Olynyk.
So put a little pressure on the ball. You don't want to get that ball up the court that quickly. They're leaving the guy on the baseline alone.
Campen looking for help. And a timeout called by Brad Stevens.
Don't remember this, with Hill and Leitner, they allowed him to throw it in.
A travel is called on Barlow.
He lifted his pivot foot.
And now if they don't get an immediate steal, they'll have to foul.
Foul right away. And then you got to hope for a dramatic 3.
Oh, boy! They got it! Jones! Yes!
I can't believe it! I can't believe it! Are you serious? Are you serious, America?
Stockton threw the ball high in the air. Miscommunication between him and Olynyk. And Roosevelt Jones, who you described so accurately earlier as a winner with the winning shot. The officials are reviewing it to make sure it left his hand before the expiration of time. With the naked eye, it looked like it was good.
I thought it was good. That F. Jones with a dramatic shot. Gutty, tenacious.
More when we come back on SportsCenter. Brad Stevens and more reaction to the Butler win. Robert Flores and Jay Harris are standing by. 64-63. Butler beats Gonzaga here at Hinkle.
Been a national brand. They've been to the championship game 2 of the last 3 years. But for this team, winning close games, beating highly ranked opponents, what can it do for you long term?
Playing on your home floor, capturing the atmosphere of this crowd, a throwback environment. When you look up at the scoreboard, there are no replays, Jay. This is a throwback environment. They're sitting on benches. We didn't walk upstairs. We walked up ramps. The fans were excited. This building is amazing. This team has a terrific win. Now you get your best player back. They'll have a lot to build on because everybody wants to feel special in the locker room. Everybody wants to feel like they contribute. When you win a game like this, everybody knows that they're earning their scholarship.
I think what it says is you'd better kill Butler because if they're in it at the end of the game, they beat Marquette on that wild Rodney Clark heave at the end of the game. And then they turn around. Alex Barlow beats Indiana in overtime. And then
to make the game
game-winning play.
But in Gonzaga, too, as you watch the celebration continuing at Hinkle Fieldhouse, short turnaround, as Dan Schulman mentioned during the game. They played Thursday night, mechanical problems getting here. But Elias Harris, who had some foul trouble early in the game, seemed a little out of sorts, really made some big plays down the stretch of the game for the Zags as well.
He was great. Knocked down an open jumper. I thought Barlow's defense on Kevin Pangos was spectacular. You know, Pangos got one open shot in the first half. In the second half, I don't think he got an open look. Barlow was in him. There was a lot of switching going on in the second half, but Pangos didn't get anything. So the two main threats, Kevin Pangos and Kelly Olynyk, really had a tough time getting open opportunities.
You just saw that big mascot. They call him Hink, named after Tony Hinkle, for whom this field house is now named. At one point in the second half, he fell. He lost his head, his mascot head. It was not an omen because the Butler kids, even when things went terribly wrong with the Barlow turnover late, they were able to keep their heads, and they come out with yet another thrilling victory.